anyways, dealing with your abuse, the sexual abuse, since I was violated it at 3 till like 7. I mean, it's just like when I deal with my abuse, it's almost like I go into a different world because I have hidden that part of myself for so long, and it just brings up all kinds of stuff. It's like walking into a nightmare. I don't know, if I look at my childhood and the way I was abused and how much I was abused and for how long, I almost fall apart. It's like it opens a big wound and it's just so overwhelming. But like to deal with it, you have to look there. When I go there, it's like being in a different world. And if I go there and I stay there too long, I can't function. I can't like pull back out of it. I just stay stuck in the abuse. So I try to deal with it outwardly in my daily patterns or whatever that way. But I had to come to some acceptance with dealing with my abuse, and one of the things was, after dealing with it for 8 years, is that I'll never be normal. I'll never be a normal human being. No matter how much therapy I get, no matter how good the doctor is, I'll never be a normal human being again. I was violated so much, so deeply, so early in life, before I even formed that there's no such thing as normal. Everybody has a dysfunctional childhood or society they live in. The world's really messed up to a certain extent on the outside, but that type of hardcore abuse has crippled me. And it's taken me years to work on it, and even after all the therapy and stuff, I realize I'll never be normal until the day I die. I got scarred that deep and that much. I don't know, when I was younger and first working on it, I thought, oh, I'll be normal, but that isn't going to happen. But I found out enough that at least I could function and kind of have an idea who I was and how the abuse affected me and all that stuff. But I'll never be fully healed. It's not possible. If you've been really hardcore raped and molested and drugged up, I don't think you ever fully get rid of it, no matter how hard you work on it. I think you just continue to survive. That's all you can really do. Find out what habits you're doing in your daily life that are patterns that you developed early in your childhood, and try to deal with those on a daily life just on the surface level. And go to your support groups and have some good, solid friends that are in the same boat and aren't in denial, and that you can share your complete life with, that you really trust. And to be honest, I've had trouble trusting anybody. I have trust issues that are so deep from being violated from so young that I don't even trust life. It's been really, really, really fucking hard to connect with anybody on this planet. So, I guess, you trust somebody as best as you can. But you gotta find someone that's gonna be loyal to you as far as keeping your stuff confidential, because that's another form of abuse, because people that are in denial, everybody's going to be, a lot of people are in denial about their abuse, and if they tell somebody, they're going to deny your abuse. I mean, I had my abuse denied when I went to the mental hospital for 3 weeks. And if you tell people that aren't in the same boat, or people that you don't trust, yeah, you just, and if it gets out of your work and everything, I think I broke down so bad when I had my memories nonstop of being sexually abused. One job I had to quit. Then the other company I worked for 17 years, I think everybody knew pretty much. And I think people showed me sympathy, and then I had a lot of respect because I worked, and I was a good worker, and I was of good moral stature, and I had my own TV show, which they liked, so, you know. So I had good supportive people at work. I mean, if it got too bad, my child abuse would come back too much or whatever, I would just, I'd just tell my boss, and they'd just go stick me somewhere for a while until I got better. I'm really lucky that I had people that covered me, and protected me at my job when I wasn't able to fully function, and then I did a lot of work that was really dangerous for the military and for the government, and type of stuff that, you know, if you make a mistake, lots of people die. So I had to know my limits with my abuse, and when I was like going into that abuse thing or whatever, then I would have to be honest with myself about it and let people know in my immediate environment that, you know, I can't function. But fortunately, it doesn't happen as much or as often as it used to. But if I think about my sexual abuse for 3 days solid, it will come back and I won't be able to stop. It'll just be there, you know, and then I'll have to go take medication to shut the memories back down and then just deal with it. So I can't afford to tap into it and deal with it all the time. And I guess, and then I had to accept, you know, when I was young and beginning in recovery, I had to accept that I will always be damaged, and that's the way it is, you know, I'll never be normal. And like with my alcoholism, I mean, genetically I'm a drunk. That I will never be able to drink like a normal person again, and I never did since I was 5, the first time I can remember getting plowed of my own volition. Nobody poured booze down my throat. Like my dad did put drugs in my food, and that's where my trust came with, like, if I went to the neighbor's house, or I'd even leave my house, and for years I always thought somebody was poisoning my food. I'd go out to a restaurant and I'd worry, oh God, what are they going to put in it? Are they going to spike it? Or put drugs in it or something? Or I'd go to a friend's house and or someone I don't know that well, and I'd be afraid they'd put something in the food. So I had that phobia from being doped up. I'll show you a document of that. So this is one of my major scars with the food and all that. You can see right here, this is a legal document. But basically it says, this is, they're asking my mom, you decided that Dr. Tidwell was wrong about medication that Bradley needed? No, he took the white pills in a row and he got dizzy in school one day and said he thought the white pill was too much. See, he was using other doctors to dope me up. And because if I died, then, you know, the other doctor would catch the heat, not him. But he was doping me up, like I said. So, anyways, dizzy at school, white pill was too much. It was gradually, and then another question, did you take him back to Dr. Tidwell to see if he needs other medication might be prescribed? And this is what the doctor said. The child has been symptom-free. Do not bring me a child that is completely symptom-free. He just didn't know about my sexual abuse. But anyways, back on the food, it's like I never trusted people's food because I thought they were doping me up like he did. So it took me years to work through that.